Greetings, guys, girls, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another episode of the SavvyCat Podcast. I'm Savvy.
I'm Cat.
I gotta change it up every time now.
You kind of do.
I can't make the same joke every time, so we've just gotta...
It's become our intro, though. So, I mean...
Except, yeah, but I'm making it... You never know how I'm gonna say my name. It's spicy. It's gonna be different every time. You don't know. You can't say it along with us because you don't know what I'm gonna do.
Right.
And then this... You don't know.
Okay.
Look, I have 4 hours of sleep last night.
Yeah.
Please leave me alone. Remember last time I only had 4 hours of sleep was when we went to... Well, it wasn't last time, but when we were together last time I had 4 hours of sleep was when we went to Sydney to meet 5 Stars.
Oh, yeah.
And, oh my god, remember, we booked a hotel, my mom booked a hotel so far out of the city.
Yes.
We drove all the way there, and she was like, this is too far away. We have to go somewhere else. And I was dying because I hadn't slept for so long. She's like, no, we're not staying here, we have to find somewhere else. And the only place she could find was this like cheap little grotty sort of place in the city, which was fine, but by the time we got there I hadn't slept for like 24 hours sort of thing, and I was so sleep deprived that I made up this dance called the dig. Now, see, when I'm tired, my brain is just, everything is so funny to me. It's like I'm high on exhaustion. And my dance called the dig. I can't show you because we don't have enough room, but basically it was like... And I thought it was the funniest shit. I was just like, this is quality. This is 2016. And I 10 out of 10 dance move. It's gonna catch on one of these days. TikTok. We'll get on it.
Yeah.
We'll get on it. It's the new whoa.
Do you think we'll get on Ellen?
Bro, imagine getting on Ellen for a fucking meme.
That right there is career ending. You'd never be able to get any form of job. Ever.
How's Alex from Target doing?
How's Damn Daniel doing?
Damn, Daniel.
Back at it again with the white dance.
That was so long ago now.
Yeah.
That was like years ago. Same with Alex. What even was Alex from Target? Someone just took a photo of this guy they thought was cute and it blew up, right?
Yeah.
What is the internet?
The fucking yodeling kid.
Bro.
Do you know what? Sorry. This is very not off topic, but I've got a lot of rage today. So the yodeling kid, right? He was on the Grammy stage. In front of, not in front of BTS. He was put at a higher status on the Grammy stage. Anyway.
But he was also put at a higher status than a lot of people.
Yeah.
But
also the best-selling album artist of that year.
Just the fact he was at the Grammys.
I know.
Like, what the fuck?
I know.
Hello? Hello?
Does he even make music?
Who is he? How's he doing? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, is he okay?
Ellis from Target, if you're watching this.
Are you okay?
Yeah, we've got like 80 people watch our podcast, and one of them is Alex from Target.
Yeah.
He's definitely our demographic.
Definitely.
Obviously. So, and Damn Daniel obviously also watch. We only memes.
Yes.
Meme people, they're our demographic, obviously. Yeah. meme pull. No.
No.
No. It doesn't work. I can't make it work. That's gonna bother me forever. That's my thing, smashing words together.
Meeple?
Meeple? No, that's not right.
Pee-me.
Peemel.
Peemel.
No. Meemel. Meemel.
Anyway, so we should actually move on
I'm
to our
gonna
actual
sit on
topic.
this for such a long time now. Watch me in the middle of the podcast come up with something.
Whatever you come up with, it will be better than Cast a Speller. speaking of our topic today, we talk about She-Ra and how stupid the fucking names are in that show.
The names are brilliant.
I know they're from the 80s, but like, Jesus Christ.
They're so good.
I have like a pettiness over them.
Adora, because everyone loves her.
Yeah. That one's fine. Catra, thin ice.
She's a cat that says "Rah."
No, she's a cat that's part of She-Ra.
Well, She-Ra is a woman who says "Rah," so there you go. God. Raw XD.
I will give them the fact that she...
Imagine if her name was She-Ra. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I will give them the benefit of the doubt that She-Ra is slightly better than He-Man.
Do you know they're making a He-Man remake too, aren't they?
Yeah. I don't mind that.
It's interesting.
As long as it's gay.
Has to be gay.
Mm-hmm.
No straights allowed.
Exactly. But like, bow? Because he has a bow?
I didn't actually even think of that till like season 2.
As soon as they said his name...
Well, it's because I know someone called Bo.
Yeah.
So I just was like, and I thought that it was Bo, B-E-A-U.
No.
Because that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a name.
Yeah, no, I have the subtitles on whenever I watch TV shows, so as soon as they said his name, I was like, oh, so he's an archer, isn't he? That'd be fucking ironic. And then he was, and I was like, oh. But like, okay, so his parents, right, don't want him to be a fighter.
But they named him Bo.
But they named him Bo? Just name him Book. That would have solidified his...
If his name was Book, that would solidify that non-binary character. There'd be 2 of them.
I mean, yeah.
That's what was so great, is it's the first time I've seen like a non-binary character.
Yeah.
Like without them making a deal out of it at all. No one, they just all were like, they, them, done.
Yeah.
No questions asked, everyone's chill. And they were a bad guy too. And people still respected their fucking pronouns.
See, it's not that hard.
It's really not that hard.
If Shadow Weaver can do it...
Oh! Spoilers!
Oh,
By
yeah!
the way.
Yeah, if you haven't seen She-Ra, maybe don't watch this. Because I'm not going to have a filter during this, because I was about to fucking spoil some many things.
We're about to spoil the entire show. So if you haven't seen it, we're going to give you 3 seconds to click off.
Okay.
3, 2... Sorry, I was going to shout the ending, but...
Yeah.
I had to refrain myself.
3, 2, 1. If you're still here, let's talk about Glimmer and the orb. So...
She will never let this go, ever.
We watched it. We watched the final season together, and I was screaming when I saw this scene. Like, I was actually yelling.
Since season 5.
Yeah. So they're on. If you haven't watched the show,
if you haven't watched the show, click off this. Go watch it.
Yeah. But they're on the ship, right? Horde Prime's ship, and he's showing her the room of like the last things left of any civilization, like the last things left of a civilization. And Glimmer picks up this orb and he's like, this is, you know, the very last thing of an entire species, of an entire culture, of an entire planet. It's the last thing that they have. And she fucking drops it. She
didn't drop it, she threw it.
She threw it. She purposely dropped it. She purposely threw it. She purposely destroyed an entire...
See, I get where she's coming from, but I think she didn't think of it as destroying this culture. She thought of it as destroying something Horde Prime held dear to him. And also, all I was gonna do is sit there for Horde Prime to look at and be like, yes, I destroyed this planet. That was its only purpose.
Okay.
That's all it was ever gonna be.
Okay, but what if, and you can't prove me wrong on this one, what if that was like their afterlife? What if that orb held all of their spirits? Can you prove me wrong that it didn't?
He killed them all. Why would they have gotten in there?
Yeah.
How would he have put them in there?
No, what if like their spirits transported, their species had this afterlife system that they transported into the orb to live a happy heaven, and she drops it and destroyed them and killed them forever. Completely.
Cat overthinks things.
No, I'm pissed off about it. I'm really upset about it. I know the whole thing of like, you know, oh, Glimmer did bad things in season 4, and I understand that she did have a bad season 4. I don't really like her, but like I forgave her for that. Like she made her redemption, blah blah blah. But not for that. I'm never forgiving her for that.
Now it's like a running joke we have. I mentioned the orb constantly to her. And this is the reaction every time I mention it.
It makes me so angry. And I know it's irrational, but
It's so irrational.
it makes me really upset.
I feel like she was more mad at Glimmer about that than she was at Whole Prime about everything else.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But it's a very, very good show.
Yes, it is.
It makes you feel very
Yeah,
strong
yeah.
emotions, quite obviously.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
It's got good queer representation.
It has.
That's something that bothers me a lot, and I've talked to you about this before. You look at all the edits and you see everyone talking about it, and they're like, they're all lesbians.
Well, Adora and Catra were confirmed lesbians.
They were confirmed lesbians? Okay.
Yeah.
But they said about everyone.
Yeah, I know.
They sort of say that everyone's lesbian or like gay, and I'm like, it's kind of
In that world, there didn't seem to be any homophobia.
no,
So they didn't seem to have labels.
exactly
At all.
because none of them
Yeah.
ever mentioned their sexualities, and I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people guessed and assumed their sexualities because they're like, everyone's very gay, and then they're like, except my mister, because she's with Seahawk, so she's a bi queen. She's the bi queen. And I'm like, well, firstly, one of them's 11.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe don't.
Yeah.
Also,
She's
like,
11 3/4.
yeah, oh yes, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Put some respect on Froster's name.
And I just feel like it's sort of like it implies sort of there's like this biphobic sort of thing in there by people doing that. And I know they're not doing it on purpose, but I feel like it should just, in the way life should work,
Yeah.
is people just like, you just love who you love and no one
Exactly.
cares to ask. Like, no one ever referred to anyone by their
No.
sexuality or anything. It's just like, yeah, they like them. Yeah, they like them. Chill. Sick. We good.
Exactly. And I think that's, like, again, if they weren't confirmed lesbian, like, everybody was still saying that they were lesbian, and there's no evidence that they just liked girls. Like, there was no evidence of that. And I think there's this big problem in, I'm going to bring up another show, but it's the same problem in Legend of Korra, where a lot of them are like, they have to be bi, because they like, you know, or they're only lesbian. It's like, there are so many labels and so many identities that you can't just, like, I completely respect people going, oh, I shall put my label onto this character because I identify as them and I want that representation for me. However, getting angry at other people for saying, I want to put my label also onto that character. That's where it gets a bit murky.
Well, that's where it's good to that's where queer,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
where queer is a good
Yeah.
word, because everyone in the community can relate to queer.
Yeah.
So it's not any one thing. Queer is lesbian, it is bi, it is pan, it is omni, it is everything is
Yeah.
queer. So, like, you don't have to say they're lesbians, you just have to say they're gay,
Yeah.
even, or they're queer.
Yeah.
And then everyone is included in that, except
Yeah.
for, like, aromantic,
Yeah,
asexual people that, I guess, not
Yeah.
included in that so much. But, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, completely.
So it's like, I guess that's where the problem is. Like, I was reading, not Corey tweeted about Korra today. Did you see that? I don't know if you followed him. But he basically said, he's like, I'm rewatching it, I don't understand why this got such a bad rep, I don't remember. And,
It's the sexism, but...
and a few of the people replied, like, saying, someone said that it's because they didn't make it gay enough. So people were mad, because it was queerbaiting at the end.
Sorry.
I haven't seen it yet.
If you need an on-screen kiss or an on-screen sex scene for it to be confirmed as a relationship, that's on you. And they do have comics showing them being girlfriends, so like they were together at the end.
But yeah, they said that
Yeah.
they built up the whole season and like they didn't actually have queer representation throughout the show. They just put it at the end to please the gays. That's what this person said. Not me. Yeah. I haven't seen the show. That's just what this one person said. But I mean, I haven't even watched it, and I'm sort of like, well, that's sort of implying that gay has to be your personality.
Exactly.
It's like the whole point, and I read another thing. They were saying that they wanted to write the show without sexuality having to be important. It was just like, you are who you are, and no one gives a fuck about it. And like, if they implied it through the relationship building and then confirmed it at the end, I feel like that's all you have this decision. You're like, are they gay? I don't know. And at the end, you're like, oh my god, they were, and no one questioned it. No one cared.
Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm.
As it should be.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of kids' shows don't have like kissing and stuff between like straight characters.
Exactly.
And people like are like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If you need a sex scene between two lesbians to confirm that they're actual real lesbians, maybe that's on you.
I mean, my camera stopped recording, and I have absolutely no idea why.
Shapeshifter plots.
I just hate shapeshifter plots. They frustrate me so much. And usually they only happen over like one episode, but this took like, what, 6 episodes?
Yeah. That's my biggest problem with shapeshifter plots, is that you can do them well occasionally if you don't reveal who, like, if it's not obvious, or if you make, again, if it's just one episode.
No, I still hate it when it's one episode. I just fucking hate shapeshifter plots.
No, I mean, like a good shapeshifter plot was, like, if they didn't even tell you that there was a shapeshifter.
Yeah, because it's just so frustrating. But I guess some people like them. I know a few people who they really liked season 4. They really liked the shapeshifter type thing. I just find it so frustrating, and I hate being frustrated in these shows.
Yeah.
Because it is that thing, right? You're right. If we didn't know, maybe it would be better. Because the thing is you're there and you're like, oh my god, they're right there. Just figure it out.
Yeah.
Because you know, and because you know, it seems so obvious.
Exactly.
But obviously they don't even really know that there are shapeshifters, so of course it's not going to be obvious.
Yeah.
But I hate it. It would be good if we didn't know.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. If you wrote it in a type of way where, like, the audience doesn't know, but these characters are doing kind of weird things and you can't quite work out why, and you figured it out along with the characters, I think that'd be really interesting to explore.
No one ever does that.
But nobody does that. It's like, within like 10 minutes of going, oh, here's a shapeshifter, and then suddenly a character will look into the camera and smirk, and their eyes will change color, and you're like, okay, so we figured that out.
Maybe it's just because they don't want you to not like the character. They don't want you to like lose your connection with the character because they're afraid you'll stop watching.
That's the point.
Yeah, I know, but anyway, I know a lot of people really like Double Trouble, and I like them.
They're a nice character.
They're a good character if there wasn't that whole entire plot of them existing.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. It's like that thing of, like, they're a nice character and they say, like, really funny things and they have a nice personality. It's just a shame that...
I mean, after the shapeshifter... Like, once the shapeshifter plot stopped and they were, like, a prisoner and then they came into it again later, that was fine. Yeah. That was good. They utilised them very well. But like, when there was the whole, they were pretending to be that flush arena.
See, that also frustrates me, because why would you bring in a new character?
Literally, and they just let this child on their missions just 'cause?
Why would you bring in a new character if it's going to be a shapeshifter? If anything, kidnap an old character and place them. Yeah. Like, why would you bring in this new...
And then they just trust them fully.
Why would you... I'm blaming Katra for that. That was a dumb plan.
But it worked. They're the reason that we started to dislike Glimmer, because they got into our head.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, is like, even though they caught them kind of quickly, it like did more damage than shapeshifter plots usually do.
Yeah, that's
So at least it was like a long-term sort of thing. There was like sort of a point to it. But my god, is it frustrating. Surely you could do it in a different way rather than a shapeshifter. Like, it feels like almost, I don't know, it's not lazy, but it feels lazy in a way.
It is kind of lazy. crazy.
Because it's like you couldn't write in the frustration without having someone intervene and pretending to be them.
Exactly.
And then the fact that they knew it was a shapeshifter, but then were still mad at each other, and I'm like...
Yeah.
I get it because they brought up this stuff that they didn't want to talk about, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing that really bothers me is, like, I get it's kind of, like, realistic, but you can't have... I don't know. When your entire plot is based off miscommunication, I kind of get really bothered by it. Because it's like... No, I take it back. There is one thing worse than shapeshifter plots that's just underneath destroying an orb of an entire civilization. It's the trope of two characters reuniting.
I knew you were going to say that. And they miss each other by 2 seconds. Which happened 3 times in like one episode.
It was 3 times with the same 2 characters, and every single time I wanted to cry.
That's the point.
Not out of emotions because of the show.
Yeah.
Out of frustration because of the writers. It's just fucking stupid. I'm very aggravated by it. I swear to God I love this show. You can tell I love the show. I wouldn't have this many emotions.
We wouldn't be passionate about it if we didn't love it.
Exactly.
Like, this is all just from... We're talking about... Most of this stuff is from, like, 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, the shapeshifter stuff, it's all season 4. It took me... I watched season 1 and a bit of season 2 in 1 day. Season 2 and 3, 1 day. Season 4, 3 days. Season 5, a day.
Yeah.
It was even, like, I think... Season 5 in a day, but I also watched the last, like, 4 episodes of season 4 that day.
Yeah.
Because, like, after, when it got to the point of, like, the, like, Adora going in back to the Fright Zone, it, like, season 4 got really good.
Yeah.
Once the shapeshifter, like, once Double Trouble was revealed, and there was a couple episodes after that, it started getting, like, I got back into it quite a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
It's really good.
I watched it really fast, so I don't fully remember, like, you always remember the last part you've seen, so I remember season 5 very, very vividly. Season 1, I know they did, like, an episode for each princess, which was really cool.
Yes.
And then that's when they were sort of building relationships with the characters and things, obviously. I don't entirely remember the entirety of that part.
The Princess Ball is iconic. It's iconic. I love that episode.
That's where we
much.
meet Scorpio. Scorpio is the best character in the entire... You cannot... In any show. She's my favorite character to exist.
I fucking love Scorpio so much.
I would die for Scorpio 5 times over. I would do anything to make sure she is happy for eternity.
She's so kind.
She is...
And lovely and caring.
Scorpio... The top 5 characters are Scorpio.
Yes.
So... Oh, I love her. Oh, I love her so much. And fuck, when she joins the princesses, and then she's like, oh my god, friends?
I know. The scene where she eats lettuce.
I was just about to say that. Wait, it's not grey or bar-shaped. Stunning.
She hated it. It was...
Fair enough. Why would you give her lettuce as her first food? Imagine the first food you ever eat that's not a fucking block of cement.
Yeah.
Is lettuce.
But, like, comparing that to Adora's first meal, which was, like, cake or something.
Yeah.
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 So, Adora got cake.
And she got She was a prisoner, at least, I guess, but...
No,
Scorpio.
It was... Yeah. It was just... It was because, Perfumer.
Yeah.
Was in charge of feeding her.
Perfumer is the cottagecore lesbian.
Yes.
That we all... See, I just assumed she was a lesbian.
Yeah.
But it's like the cottagecore gay, I should say.
The cottagecore queer.
Yes. It sounds really funny. But that thing about Perfumer, that she was designed initially,
Yeah.
They drew her to be like a trans woman, and obviously there's no one way to draw a trans woman because they all look differently. But
when they were designing and creating the character, they had like, she was going to be trans in
Yeah.
their head. And they never mentioned it in the show. Which is, I actually fucking love. I love that. That it's, like, almost canon that she's trans. And that's just there.
Yeah, she is trans and no one mentions it. Which is like, it's that frustrating thing of like, it doesn't feel like representation because no one says that she's trans. But also if they'd have said she was trans, it implies that makes her different.
Exactly. It's that kind of greyish line,
Yeah.
I guess.
I think since it was like said by the people who created the show that she was trans, that means that she was. But I think a lot of people who watch it don't know that.
Exactly.
So the representation is there but not there.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Kind of like Cora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except Cora, they kind of confirmed it at the end. But it's hard. You can't really confirm being trans.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I think that it's... Oh, I said the one way they could have done it is, like, when I was younger. And shown, like, a flashback of her as a young boy. Could have been... I feel like that's the only way they could have made it sort of canon being trans without it being, like, you're different.
Yeah.
But they didn't really... They did do flashbacks for children, but only for Katra and Adora to sort of show their relationship and the push and pull between them.
Yeah.
So they utilize flashbacks really well.
They really do.
So many shows, like, they use it to sort of tell a story with being, like, not creative. They can't be bothered, like, writing it in.
Yeah.
But they did it to show their relationship development.
I really like how usually the flashbacks weren't even, like, we're telling a story and we're showing it on screen. It was, like, in the ships as hallucinations.
Yeah.
Or things like that where you could actually believe, okay, these characters are actually interacting with their younger selves in real time, which was really good.
They did them so well. And the way that, it affected... They were memories, not stories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they were memories for the characters that affected the characters instead of memories for audience sake.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, usually flashbacks are to show us a story, like, tell us a story without, like, being able to show it in real time.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But I think that it was really cool and really clever to use it in the way that it goes... It's not just flashback story and then back into real life. It's flashback to life to flashback to life.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, integrated. And it's sort of showing how that memory is affecting them in that moment.
Yeah.
And, like, why they're acting like that. And it's, like, repeating it. It's, like, this exact thing is happening right now.
Yeah.
But with, like, a different motive. Or is it a different motive?
Yeah.
And it's showing the connection and how they've changed so much, but they're still the same, sort of.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's so good. And, I'm wearing Adora, God. I'm wearing She-Ra.
They're the failsafe.
They're the failsafe earrings. Hold up. There we go. Can you see them? I'm going with yes, you can see them. By the way, I'm not... The girl who made these, I got them from Etsy in a shop called Fabled Daisy. I bought Adora's swords and she sent me these for free with the swords and it made me cry. And she also created a code on her Etsy store for me and I think it's Kiwi 10. So if you want to buy any She-Ra earrings, you can get them on Etsy and use Kiwi 10 for 10% off. And I'll leave the link down below. Please support her. She's so
really
sweet
talented.
and very talented. Anyway, that was my little side topic there.
Yeah. One of the things that I love most about this show is how they dealt with emotions and how they tried to communicate. Because at the end of the day, it's a kids' show. It's made for kids to teach kids lessons. And one of the things that I loved about it is it really taught kids that it has a lot of themes to do with abuse and to do with trauma and how things affect your emotions and how you deal with other people, and from Entraptor to like Adora to Katra, like they all deal with people very, very differently, especially like those three characters in particular. And I think it's really interesting how they deal with learning how to deal with emotions through other people and how your emotions can affect other people. Like,
yeah.
I loved Entraptor's arc of like...
Entraptor is just
I love Entrapta.
I love her so much. Emily,
Yes.
best sidekick in any show.
I just, they really, it really teaches you, I think, healthy ways to deal.
You sort of watched Entrapta to learn empathy.
Well, she's heavily coded and almost very, very implied that she's autistic.
Yeah.
And she reminded me a lot of my cousin, which was really interesting to watch. Because, like, she's a lovely person. I love Entrapta so much. She's so good. I don't know. I just really love
I think it's interesting because you can see that she sees the world very, very differently and her priorities are all over the place. But she really, truly believes that everything she's doing is for the greater good. And other people don't see that, but that doesn't really matter to her. And it's kind of confusing at times. But I think that's, like, it's really cool because by the time she sort of gets to the end, she's sort of able to find that sort of balance.
Yeah.
And, like...
And they never, like, kind of go, oh, suddenly you're fixed and you can communicate and you know how relationships
She's still
work.
Entrapta.
She's Entrapta the entire way through.
And everyone just learns to understand and accept her. It's them that change, not her.
Exactly. Exactly.
They don't try to force her to change into something she's not. They get frustrated, and then when they're like... They kind of realize, like, this is who she is. That's fine. We need to love and accept her for that. And they do.
Yeah. I really love Entrapta.
I love Entrapta so much. It's amazing. All the characters are so well done. And the diversity... Every princess is, like, a different race. Or a different skin tone.
Yeah, almost all of the voice actors match the ethnicities of the characters.
Which is remarkable.
It's fantastic.
So I think, there's, like, more characters of colour than white characters in the show, which is really cool. And, like, I'd say the cast, in terms of voice actors, I'd say is maybe 60-40%, like, people of colour to white people being 40%.
I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It's hard to tell when you get into, like, background characters.
Yeah, and if you look at the main character cast and then a couple of the other, like, not main characters, but, like, recurring characters, there's still a very
diverse
cast, which is really, really cool.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. We could talk about this forever.
We don't have a timer on the camera, so we've probably been talking about this for a good hour.
Yeah, I mean, this is 15 minutes, and that's after we stopped, the other one broke.
Okay, yeah, so we should end this.
We'll probably do another episode all about we could talk about it forever.
Yes.
Let us know if you want to see another one of these. Let us know if you want to see one about Avatar: The Last Airbender. We're gonna do it anyway.
Yes, we are.
But let us know.
Yeah. I have many things to talk about Avatar.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming along.
Yes.
A big thank you to our patrons. No, thank you. Thank you so much for coming along.
Yeah.
We hope you're enjoying our other content at the moment, if that's come out yet. Hopefully it has. We have enjoyed being together. Kat leaves again soon, and we're trying to save up to move into somewhere together in London or just outside of London, because London is very expensive to live in.
Yeah.
So if you want to help us be able to move out of our family homes in separate countries into a flat together here, please feel free to join our Patreon. We post a lot of bonus content. We'd really super appreciate it. It genuinely helps so much.
Yeah, you get podcast episodes a week early. You get special, like, behind the scenes when we start. We usually film for a good, like, 10 or so minutes beforehand, just talking about shit. And we also we have a private Instagram. We have just a bunch of extra footage.
Yeah.
And we sometimes do, like, polls and questions and stuff like that.
Yes.
So yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
Also, we have links in the description to support really important things happening in the world.
Yes.
There are a bunch of petitions bunch of donation links for Black Lives Matter, for Poland, for Lebanon, for many things are happening. And people need help. So if you want to check those out, see what you can do, that'd be really, really greatly appreciated.
Also, I forgot to say that we make earrings now.
Oh yeah! We make earrings now. So if you want to buy those.
We make pride earrings and boob earrings. So if either of those sound up your belly...
The pride earrings also, 10% of them go to...
Stonewall.
Stonewall.
Yeah, so 10% of the proceeds go to Stonewall UK. So if you want to buy some earrings and help support us and get some cool earrings, go to thequeerkiwi.com/shop and they are there for you. And if you're a patron, you get a discount.
Exactly.
Thank you all so much for coming. We love you endlessly and we will see you shortly. Bye!
A special thank you to our patrons is Amy, Emily, Theo, Eliza, Scar, Jordan, Gina, Midge, Phoebe, Roxy, Sarah, Bunny, Nicholas, Jess, Valerie, and Sasha.
We love you.
Love you.
Thank you.